I know people are talking about Hudson-Odoi maybe coming to United, and yeah, I see the talent. But before I tell you who I actually think we should be going for, someone who fits the system perfectly, we've got to talk about Hudson-Odoi properly. Let's break this thing down, because even though the eye test shows he's a baller, I don't think he works in the system we're building. Let me be real, Callum Hudson-Odoi is cold. You watch him play, and you see the quality. Eye test merchants, this one's for you. Close control, dribbling, that little burst of pace, the way he glides past defenders like they're cones. It's effortless. There's no debate. Technically, he's one of the smoothest wingers England's produced in years. Even now at Nottingham Forest, he's shown flashes, bangers from out wide, confident take-ons, that individual spark you can't really coach. There's a reason Bayern Munich were trying to sign this guy back in the day. He's got natural source, but here's the issue, and it's bigger than just talent. You can be a baller and still not fit the system. Ruben Amorim doesn't use wingers like Hudson-Odoi. In his setup, there's no traditional wide man hugging the touchline and waiting to go 1 versus 1. Width comes from the wing-backs, not wingers. The front three, it's 2 number 10s behind a striker. And that's it. So unless Hudson-Odoi is playing as one of those 10s, there's no clear role for him. But even as a 10, I don't think that's his game. He's not the type of creative playmaker you need there. He's not a Matheus Cunha or a Ryan Cherky. Someone who can operate in tight central pockets, thread passes, link midfield to attack, and pull defenders out of shape. Hudson-Odoi wants space. He wants isolation. He wants to cook out wide. That's why, even though the eye test shows he's undeniably talented, I just don't see him thriving in that number 10 position. It's not a natural fit. Let's talk numbers real quick, because the data backs it up. Assists per 90, just 0.08. That puts him in the 9th percentile compared to attacking mids and wingers. That's bad. Expected assists, 13th percentile. So he's not even creating quality chances consistently. Even shots per 90, 13th percentile. So he's not getting shots off either. That's not what you want from a 10 in a front three. Now to be fair, he's elite at progressive carries, 87th percentile, which proves what the eye test shows. He's elite at carrying the ball forward. He looks dangerous when he's driving at players, and his pass completion is solid at 85th percentile, so he keeps the ball well too. But still, that doesn't make him a creative 10. The profile just doesn't match for the type of player that we would want in the 10 position at United. And his numbers are pretty underwhelming, to be honest. So, yeah, we're talking about a player with undeniable talent. The eye test loves him. The technique is there, the potential's always been there, but when you actually look at how Amorim's system works and what that number 10 role demands, I just don't see Hudson-Odoi as the answer. But like I said, I've got someone else in mind, someone faster, more athletic, more creative, and most importantly, someone who fits exactly what this system needs. Alright, so if Hudson-Odoi is not the guy to play as one of those 2 10s in Amorim's system, who is? Let me put you onto someone that nobody is talking about right now. Tom Bischof, 19 years old, left-footed, midfielder at Hoffenheim. Bro, this guy's cold, and I genuinely don't understand why his name isn't in more conversations. You know when you watch someone and it's just obvious? He moves like a top-level technician. He's got that natural rhythm to his game. He's not flashy for the sake of it. He's sharp, efficient, and he sees things before they happen. The kind of player that plays on the half turn, finds angles, and just keeps the tempo ticking in the final third. But most importantly, he's not just a tidy midfielder. He's got that bite too. He works, he defends, he competes. That's what makes him so interesting for us. Now here's the part people need to understand. All these stats I'm about to show you, they're not against random Bundesliga teenagers. They're against positional peers in the men's Big 5 leagues, plus the Champions League and Europa League over the last 365 days. That's the elite pool. Grown men, top-level midfielders, and this 19-year-old is putting up serious numbers against them. Let's break this down using the data, because his FBref stats honestly shocked me. This guy's playing midfield, not as a pure 10, and still putting up elite attacking numbers. Shot creating actions, 4.66 per 90, 96th percentile, that's elite. This guy creates, not just through passes either. He carries, he takes players on, he draws fouls, he links play, all the things you want from a 10th. Non-penalty goals, 88th percentile, shots per 90, 95th percentile. This tells me he doesn't just assist, he arrives. He finds shooting pockets, he makes things happen around the box. XAG, expected assists, 82nd percentile. That's very high for a teenager playing deeper in midfield. Imagine him actually getting licensed to play further forward in Amorim's 3-4-3. Progressive carries, 79th percentile. Successful take-ons, 89th percentile. Touches in the attacking penalty area, 78th percentile. That's the exact profile you want in the half spaces. Press resistant, direct, gets on the ball in dangerous areas, all that. And he's not just a luxury player either. Look at the defensive numbers. Tackles, 93rd percentile. Blocks, 97th percentile. Clearances, 70th percentile. He's doing the dirty work and creating. That's rare for someone this young. He's not just some silky technician who disappears when the ball goes the other way. He digs in, and the best part? The eye test matches the data. He looks like a top player every time you watch him. Now yes, the pass completion is only 22nd percentile, but that doesn't concern me much. He's 19, playing risky passes in attacking zones, trying to make things happen. That's expected. If anything, I want my 10s to lose the ball sometimes, because they're attempting difficult stuff. So here's why I rate the idea of getting someone like Bischof. First, the age profile is perfect. You bring him in now while he's still under the radar. Let him cook behind someone like Cunha, who looks like he could actually sign this summer. You've then got one experienced, battle-tested 10 and one talented young understudy with a ceiling through the roof. And let's be honest, United need to start buying smart. Not just names, but profiles. Players who actually fit the system. Bischoff's output, his mentality, his versatility, he looks tailor-made for what Amorim wants. He presses, he carries, he creates, he works hard out of possession. And again, he's 19. The upside is ridiculous. It baffles me that more clubs aren't looking at this kid. But if United really want to build something sustainable, this is exactly the kind of signing we should be making before he explodes. So yeah, when you actually take a step back and look at it, Hudson-Odoi is a baller, no doubt. But in terms of what we need under Amorim, I just don't think he's the guy. We need technicians, we need creative 10s, we need players that can operate in tight spaces and make things happen centrally. Hudson-Odoi's strengths are wide, isolated, 1-versus-1 moments, not intricate link-up play between the lines. That's why someone like Tom Bischof makes so much sense. Young, left-footed, press-resistant, creative, aggressive off the ball, and the numbers show it. He's doing it at a high level already, and pairing him with someone like Cunha could be dangerous. Honestly, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about him. Anyway, let me know what you lot think in the comments. Do you back Bischof, or would you take a gamble on Hudson-Odoi?